Hey y'all, I hope you're doing well. So, the other day I put on Facebook the question, tell me something good that has come out of this COVID season. And so many people have replied family time. And I'm so grateful for that. That is just awesome because a lot of times when you're confined with your family, sometimes it could be good, sometimes it could be bad, but it sounds like it's been a very rewarding experience so far. And another answer that was given often was time with Jesus and just spending time in the Word. And that is so good. Well, let me just tell y'all, because I had mentioned earlier on in this COVID time, this book by Jennifer Rothschild, Missing Pieces. And I did finish all of the free videos, but I did not finish all of my studies yet. And I'm working on that. I'm finishing up. But a couple of days ago, it's called It's Your Move, God. It's your move. Because this whole thing is talking about, God, are you listening? God, are you there? Well, let me just tell you, I was supposed to read one verse in Habakkuk. I believe I said that right. I thought of all these years I went Habakkuk, and that's not correct. But in the Old Testament, just before the New Testament, I was supposed to read Habakkuk verse 2 in chapter 1. And here's what it says. How long, O Lord, must I call for help? But you do not listen to me. Violence is everywhere, I cry, but you do not come to save. And then it continues on about, must I forever see these evil deeds? Why must I watch all of this misery? Wherever I look, I see destruction and violence. I am surrounded by people who love to argue and fight. The laws become paralyzed, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted. So I was supposed to read one verse, and I ended up reading the whole book. Now, some of you may go, you read the whole book of Habakkuk? Okay, it's only 3 chapters, so it wasn't that long of a book. But yes, because it seemed like so much of that applied to our times that our wonderful, truly wonderful country is going through, but we're having a difficult season right now with so much going on. And I don't even like to turn on the news because I don't even want to know anything that's going on. I like my bubble. My kids say I live in a bubble, and I like my bubble that Stephanie lives in. So I read that. I applied it to what all our country is going through. And then Jennifer in the book, she made us go to verse 5. And it was talking about... how did God reply to the plea of Habakkuk? And it said, the Lord replied, look around at the nations, look and be amazed, for I am doing something in your own day, something you wouldn't believe, even if someone told you about it. So God is at work all the time. We may not think he's answering our prayers. We may not think he's doing something to bring some peace and all, but y'all, he is always at work. Even when we think he's silent, he is doing something. Now, when you continue reading, it doesn't seem very pleasant at all in this whole book. But here's what, in my little study Bible, this is what it says the purpose of this whole book is. It's Habakkuk, Habakkuk. The purpose is to show that God is still in control of the world despite the apparent triumph of evil. God is still in control, y'all, no matter what happens. Also, I wanted to share this with you. In here, in the lesson, Jennifer made us read, it said, use Matthew 24:42 and Ephesians 6:18 as a guide to write a prayer. And I've talked to you about this before, about reading a verse and turning it into a prayer. And I do that in so many situations in my life. Well, in Matthew 24:42, this is what it says. Keep watch, for you don't know what day your Lord is coming. Keep watch. We have to be watchful. We have to be patient. And then in Ephesians 6:18, it says, pray in the Spirit at all times and on every occasion. Stay alert and be persistent in your prayers for all believers everywhere. So even when you think God's not listening, He is. And He's at work. And you need to make sure that you are being persistent in your prayers. So here's my little prayer that I turned into a prayer. It says, Dear God, you tell me to be watchful, persistently praying at all times, and to be alert. Help me to do as you say and to wait expectantly for your power and glory to be shown. Use me as your instrument through this building process. He is, y'all. He is building and He is rising up some greatness in some people and in country. And you're a tool. And I hope that you are going to let God just put His hand on you. Maybe you're the screwdriver. Maybe you're the hammer or the nail or something. But let the Master use you as the tool to help get the work done that needs to be done for Him. Then I want to share this last part. This is the very last part of the book. And it says, though all of these things are going on, dear Heavenly Father, all this craziness is going on, this is what he ends up saying, Habakkuk says, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in the God of my salvation. The sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes me as sure-footed as a deer, able to trod upon the heights. So no matter what you're going through, no matter if it's just this season of our country or whatever struggles you may be going through, make sure you are holding on because He is your strength. Also in the notes section of my Bible, it says, when nothing makes sense, and that seems often, when nothing makes sense and when troubles seem more than you can bear, remember that God gives strength. Take your eyes off of difficulties and look to God. So, what is some goodness that's come out of this? You know, we've learned some different things. We've grown closer to our families. But many of you have also gotten closer to God. You've appreciated the time of being still. You have appreciated the time of being still in His Word. And I encourage you to get in that Word and to be still in it and gain strength from it. And remember, always look to God. I hope y'all have a beautiful day and encourage somebody else to look up to Him. Take care. Bye-bye.